Come in with an open mind and with an expectancy of changing. Come in with an open mind and with an expectancy of changing your life. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for joining Shifting My Life podcast. I am so excited to have my guest here, Celeste Gunning. She is a psychiatric nurse practitioner, actually a family psychiatric nurse practitioner. She's going to be sharing with you this evening from the point of psychiatric mentalness when shifting the atmosphere and what it means with that. And so as we shift our life spiritually, I think all of that is going to kind of tie in with shifting your life with mental health. And so Celeste, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I am so happy that you took out the time for your busy schedule, because you guys, when I tell you that I love Celeste on a totally different level, not just as a nurse practitioner, I love her because she loves her people. She loves family. She loves making sure that people are taken care of. And so she's really a godsend. If you ever need her services, I would recommend anybody to her. And I do often when I speak with people in the public. Celeste, your name comes up. I don't know if your ears be burning all the time, but your name comes up so much because I watched you, and then I felt your spirit. And that that says a lot about when I try to identify myself with true, authentic, spiritual people. And by me watching you, knowing and looking at you, and how you just take an interest in your people, and you love them, and you want to see them move past, shift their life from the mental illness to whether it takes medication or whether it takes meditation or whatever it takes. You always take that time to share with them. You take the time, and I share this story so much with people about you. I say, girl, I used to work with Celeste. I say, and I was the nurse, and of course she the doctor, and I'm like texting her like, oh, it's been 15 minutes. It's been an hour. But I love that about you, that you didn't just rush them in and then just rush them out. You took that time to listen. You took the time to listen. And so I thank you again for coming on this evening, because on Shifting My Life, we're going to talk from the spiritual aspect. We're going to talk about growing. We're going to talk about learning. And so my first question to you is, when you hear the word shift, when you hear the word shifting, what does that mean to you on a professional nurse practitioner, psychiatric nurse practitioner level? What does that mean to you?
Okay. Well, first of all, Carolyn, thank you for having me. I'm
So
honored
welcome
to be here. And before I even go to like a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner level, since this is for the people and about the people, I have to break it down nice and simply. To shift, in my hindsight, my eyesight, is to move, to change. Ideally, we want shifting to be positive, depending on where that person's at, their capacity, what they're dealing with. It may not be a positive shift initially.
Right.
There may need to be some external sources to help with that shift. That's where therapists come in. That's where, if therapy, tools like meditation, yoga, things like that can't help that person initially, then there may be a need for medication management or further evaluation, where someone like me may come into play.
Yes.
But shift, to me, in order to shift, you have to know where you're at, and you have to know where you were and who you are.
Yes. You said it. Because if you don't know where you at, where you've been, and who you are, then it's no possible way that you can shift. And I was going to say, even in the midst of you saying that, sometimes it's resistance, because they've been so comfortable where they are, and then it's scary. It's scary to shift. To shift your life. We want, of course, we want everybody to get to that place where if they're not happy in their life, they want to shift it spiritually to a different place, taking it higher. But a lot of people are actually scared because I don't think that they really understand. And it's really not that hard. It's just what you said, being comfortable in knowing who you are and whose you are, really, and knowing, looking back and saying where I came from and to where I am now. And so I thank you for sharing that part in this world today, because this is National Women's Month. Okay. What role do you think, Celeste, that you're leaving? What are you leaving here in history? Because we as women, and we think that we may be ordinary, and the role that you play in the community, you're not ordinary. You're changing people's lives. So, what role in history do you think that you're playing in your life that's going to be able to shift the atmosphere in women, in families?
Well, a lot of times, like I jokingly with my children, I say, well, I'm Superwoman. I have that S on my chest. A lot of times, women, mothers, we portray
Yes,
those roles.
we do.
Historically, if we even go back to colonial times.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being stated, me, myself, as far as what I leave behind, I try to let people see and know the power they have within them. I don't
Yes.
empower. Now,
Yes, that's powerful.
because
Yes.
if you empower, that's external. That means that you're giving someone power.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to empower anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that lesson. Instead of empowering, I want them to realize the power they have within, because they do have the power to shift.
Yes, they do.
They do have the power to change things. It is not a comfortable ride initially when you start doing that, especially if you have to reflect on things from the past to understand where you are right now. There may be some bad memories that you do not want to think of. It may cause you distress. It may cause you anxiety. It may cause you to be up at night. It may cause you to be irritable, snappy at people. Nobody wants to go through anything uncomfortable, because life is already tough for a lot of people.
Yes, it is.
So with that, when they start to experience, that might be when they have those retreating days when it's like, nope, I want to go back in my bed. I don't want to experience this. This is uncomfortable. I don't like this.
Yes.
I don't want to be here.
Yes.
So then may try to shift things back to where they were. And then they may find they keep hitting bumps, like they're irritable, they're anxious, they're getting in fights with people. People are saying they're not comfortable around them, things like that.
I think that the younger generation is experiencing that, Celeste, so much. I think that they don't know their way, first of all, because they don't know who they are. And when I speak of the younger generation, I'm talking about teenagers. I'm talking about 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19-year-olds. And I look at when we were that age. Yes, we were different as well to our parents. But I think that it has shifted so much to where these children have had to take the role of being the parent, take the role of taking care of my sister, take the role of just not even much being a child. And so it hurts my heart. It really does, that our younger generation minds don't even much understand if I say to them, what does shifting mean to you? I don't think that they'll be able to even say that. I think they may be able to speak to me on the aspect of what I just stated about how my family has shifted because my dad has died, or how my family has shifted because my mom is working 2 and 3 jobs, how my life has shifted because I can't be a child, or I go to school and I'm bullied, I just, and possibly I'll do a show on that, bring some kids in and see what they have to say about the shifting of life. But it's important that what you said as well, even going back to the mothers, yes, the S on our chest. We get so tired, and I think that most mothers get to that point where they actually get tired, especially when they're coming into their own and they're seeking God and they're seeking Christ and they're seeking spirituality. They're coming into their own and they realize that, wow, I really didn't have to do this all by myself.
He enables you. You gain, once you get there, you gain like a sense of worth and knowing who you are
Mm-hmm.
and whose you are.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have that, you can move mountains. I tell my kids, and I tell other people, my friends too, I get what I want, but I get what I want because I speak positivity into things,
Yes.
life into things. I try not to dwell on the negative. If a situation's negative, like shifting, for
Mm-hmm.
instance, if you walk into a negative situation, instead of sitting there listening to the negativity, start talking about something positive.
Shift
I don't
it.
care
Shift
if what you're talking about is not realistic.
Mm-hmm.
We know realistically a situation may be bad. It may be dismal, but don't continue to speak negativity into that situation because it'll get worse.
Yes.
But if you speak positivity and light into that situation, it'll get better. And if you do that every day, it's shifting. So you'll be shifting things to whereas things will start changing into the positive. Gradually you'll see it, or immediately someone will start seeing it. And with the children, with them, if we listen, the key thing is we don't take time to listen to them a lot of times.
And that's
if
true.
we listen, they'll tell us what's going on. They'll give us their definition of shifting.
Yes.
It may not be the same as ours, but they'll give us their definition, and their behavior will tell us what's going on in their lives too.
I think that's a good part of us stopping and preparing ourselves for a break. Possibly like I shared with Celeste, we're going to bring in some kids and hear their point of view, because like Celeste stated, so often we don't hear the children. We don't take the time to hear the children, and their lives are shifting as well. And it's important that as parents and as ministers and as mentors, that we allow them the opportunity to state how they're feeling, what they're going through. And so on the next segment, we welcome you to come back to share with Celeste. I'm excited about what she's going to share with us in the next segment. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you again for tuning in to Shifting My Life. We have as a guest this evening Celeste Gunning. She's a family psychiatric nurse practitioner here in Louisiana. I encourage you, if you have any mental illness that you want to address, to look her up. At the end of the show, we will allow her the opportunity to share about her it's a ministry to me. She's a nurse practitioner, but to me, the way she touches people's lives, it's a ministry to me. And so Celeste, Shifting My Life, of course, is spiritually. So we have a scripture here, Proverbs 1:7. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. And I think, I chose that because of the shifting. A lot of times it's fear. It's fear in the midst of that. And as well as it's fear in the unknown, and it's fear in that I'm going to change and I'm getting ready to learn new knowledge. And then you have some people that despise wisdom. They want to just stay stuck where they are. They don't want to communicate with you. They don't want to grow. And so I asked you that question as a woman, and you expounded on that greatly. But, for the people, I want you to share honestly, Celeste. Don't fake now.
Oh, I'm the one.
And I don't believe that you will. But I want you to share with us something that no one knows about you. Something that you want to share. Now, it don't have to be too personal, but something that, even me, that I don't know about you, that maybe your children don't know about you, or maybe your mom doesn't know about you, your friends. Like the guest that just left, she said she's an introvert. I couldn't even much understand that, because baby, she's at everything in Baton Rouge, and she's out, and she's when she walk in the room, it's like she own it. And so tell me something about you that no one knows, Celeste.
It's like nobody knows. Let me think.
What about the new you, the vegan?
Oh, okay.
What about that?
Not, I guess everyone knows, but I'm plant-based now. And I made
expound on that a little bit, because our audience needs to hear about plant-based, something that's healthy for you.
Versus vegan, because vegan lifestyle, someone may be vegan because they don't want to take part in anything that has cruelty to animals in it. So the slaughter of animals and the process of eating them, preparing them, things such as that. That's not the reason why that I chose to be plant-based. That's why I say more plant-based, because it's I just decided. So I'm a person that not too many people know this. I'm a history buff. I like research. So with that being said, I research into things. I researched into the traditional lifestyles and ways that African, our African ancestors are, since we're descendants, that we lived and led long times ago back on the continent of Africa. So with that being stated, I looked into the benefits of what plants, natural things, were versus processed, and then also eating animals. I found before that I was more tired. I was exhausted. Insulin levels, I guess, like bouncing up and down. Not a diabetic, but I could just tell with my nursing background, okay, insulin levels low, I feel tired, things such as that.
Right.
And I gradually decided to turn that around. What did it for me was I went to a retreat. It was Debbie Brown and Queen Afua.
Okay.
They had
Queen Afua. I follow her.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah. Wonderful, beautiful women. But they had a retreat. For women who heal. So it was for the healers in the community, the yogis, the nurse practitioners, the therapists, the doulas, the whomever.
Yes.
Those women who played roles as healers in the community. So with that, I went there, and from that event, I started eating no meat after that. I stopped eating processed items. I kind of relapsed, I would say like November, December, just because I started getting really weak, because I was like, all I'm eating is salads. Yes. But then when I learned more about what, I could eat and what was available and out there, I started juicing. So I found that the health problems I had gradually were gone. They were alleviated. No more allergies.
That's interesting to know.
No more swelling of the leg. No more knee bothering me from a meniscus tear. Nothing.
Yes, because I remember, I think the last time we actually spoke, you were having problems with your knee. And so when you say plant-based, what do we eat for plant-based?
Well, what I eat, I have protein shakes sometimes that are plant-based, so no additives, nothing such as that, to like with the protein powder. Almond milk. There's certain milks that you can and can't have. You can make your own almond milk. You take almonds, waters, or cashews, whatever, put it in a blender. I have salad, so I have like not iceberg lettuce, but I'll have lettuce, different vegetables. I eat a lot of fruits. I juice a lot of fruits, so I have that too. Mushrooms, different things such as that. I was eating beans, but someone had told, I'm doing a detox now where I'm not doing any legumes or anything such as that.
Okay.
So
the plant-based food that they sell like in Whole Food or Trader Joe's or Walmart, when it says plant-based, do you recommend that or you don't, because it probably has additives in it, right?
If it's processed, I just don't recommend it. I went on a trip to Florida and I got sick because I was eating processed plant-based or vegan restaurant food. So I got sick from all the Impossibles and all that other stuff. So I personally wouldn't recommend
like the Impossible Burger. Don't eat that.
Because I can't. My body.
Well, I'm not speaking against Burger King. Right. Let me just say that. But for her,
I used to eat that, but I've detoxed and I've cleansed all those toxins out of my body. So it's like now, if I personally would reintroduce that, it makes me sick. The one thing about me, I say, each to his own. I don't force my lifestyle. I don't force anything upon anybody.
Exactly.
Everybody's where they're at, and everybody has to do what they feel is, right for them. So I only share how my lifestyle, what I do has benefited me.
And that's true. Audience, it is so important that, if you're thinking of making that change to plant-based or to vegan, do like Celeste did. Read up on it, study it, and find what works for your body, because a lot of times, Celeste is a nurse practitioner, I am a nurse, it's important that you understand and know why, because your body is going to react to the change, and your body is going to react, especially if you're trying to get off some of your medicine, because I'm a big fan of that. Let's get off some of that medicine. Let's shift your life into a healthy realm. I love that, Celeste, and she looks wonderful, you guys. Look, I'm thinking about that. I might have to try it
too.
You do yoga too? I might have to try it for about a month to see exactly, because I have some health issues that I kind of want to let go of, and so I'm gonna shift that. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and do my best. And so I have believe in yourself cards here, and so I'm gonna just kind of like just stroll through here, and choose one and let you kind of elaborate on it. No one is gonna have the same one all the time. Okay, let's see what we chose for you. It says work hard and be proud. Now you have to know, Celeste, y'all. When I tell you that God and the Holy Spirit is in this room for this with Celeste, because she works hard. I don't know how in the world that she fits all the stuff that she does into a 8-hour day, and sometimes it's 24 hours. So elaborate on us for this, Celeste. Work hard and be proud. What does that say about Celeste? What does that say when you think about shifting your life? Work hard and be proud.
Well, I think when working hard, it's individual. Like, you could work hard, but you may not feel that you worked hard, and someone could say, oh, look at everything you did, you worked so hard on this. But some people are really hard on themselves, and they may say, oh, well, no, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, so they may not feel proud of their work. Myself personally, with working hard, I always, since I was younger, say I put 200% into everything, and it's not that I'm trying to be boastful, but that's just the person
not
I am.
100, but 200.
200. Like, if I can't do it correctly, then I don't want to do it.
And she does. She puts 200 into it.
But I've learned to do 200 with boundaries, so I will say that. I have boundaries with it. So proud of the work that you do, to me, doesn't mean flaunting it or being boastful or broadcasting about it. However, though, if you're proud of the work you do, then, for instance, if, like you said, you tell people about me, share about, some people say, oh, well, no, don't do that. I thank you, because yes, please, do so, because I'm, proud of my work. If someone wasn't proud, then they may want to, hide certain things, or not want people to be knowledgeable about that. But no, I'm proud of it. Also, I'm proud of my friends and cohorts. So I've been saying, you know what, I'm gonna go on Instagram one day. I'm gonna tag, since it's Women's Month, every entrepreneur that I know out there, and say, hey, you want an attorney? Check this person out. You want you're looking for someone grief counseling? Check this person out. So I was going to be hitting a lot of, individuals and people up doing that, because I think we should be proud of each other as women too, and we should support one another. Not many of us do that. So being proud, you acknowledge what you do. You're proud of it. You're not, I guess I won't say bashful, but you're proud of it. You acknowledge it. You share that information with individuals and others. And in turn, support your fellow women. Let someone know about somebody else.
We're making a stand in history. Women are making a stand in history. And so I think it's important that even if you're doing a little bit, ladies, be proud of yourself. Don't lack yourself. Don't take away from what you're doing. I don't care if it's sacrificing going home and having to cook for your kids, or taking the time to have to leave work to go to a program for them. Don't lack yourself with that. And so let's share with us briefly about where everybody can reach you and contact you for your services.
Okay, well, for my services, my business phone number is 504-202-0076. My business name is a private practice, 17 EME, Empower, Motivate, Elevate, LLC. I did speak on the word empower before, but I feel like I want others to feel that they're empowered from within. They know the power from within them. And I'm actually in New Orleans at a site where there's a case manager on Mondays. I'm at 2 mental health rehabilitation clinics, accountable behavioral services in New Orleans East, also SIM social services in New Orleans on the West Bank, Mission Rebirth on Mondays, and then my private practice when I could squeeze that in.
I told you. This is a powerhouse, you guys. I thank you so much, Celeste, for taking the time. And I'm honored, that you thought enough of me to come and be on Shifting My Life podcast. Until next time, thank you. Life.